What is going on, y'all? This is Pay Me in Dividends, and we are back with another video. Today is October 29th, 2024. Today is an exciting day. So as you can see, I'm at $65,933 in the portfolio. Just to give you guys a reminder, I still hold 1,500 shares of MSTY. It is a YieldMax ETF, which is a options ETF on MicroStrategy. And I also have 435 shares of AIPI. But I really want to look at a couple things today. So the first thing I want to look at is I actually want to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 3% today, which is really, really interesting because I want to look at the correlation of Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. So as you can see, MicroStrategy is actually up 1% today. It's up 54% in the past month, and it's up 279% year to date. When we compare that to Bitcoin is up 63% year to date. But, the thing about MicroStrategy is they actually hold a lot of Bitcoin, for those of you who don't know. So I found this interesting website right here. It is treasuries.bitbo.io, Bitcoin Treasuries by Bitbo, I guess. Anyways, they basically have a purchase history of what MicroStrategy has purchased as far as Bitcoin, and it kind of shows you the accumulation over time, and it dates back to 2020, and it gives the total amount of Bitcoin that they've purchased every time. It looks like the most recent one was September 20th, at least according to this website. So as of last month, they've still been loading up on Bitcoin. You can see their last purchase was 7,420 Bitcoins. And here's kind of a visual that they've put together as well as far as the accumulation of Bitcoin over time. So I found this very interesting, again, being that MicroStrategy tends to move up when Bitcoin moves up because they hold so much of it in their portfolio and so much of their market cap is made up by Bitcoin. And when we go back to this chart, you can actually see the percentage of the 21 million Bitcoin. They actually hold over 1% of all of the Bitcoin. At least that's what I'm getting from this chart, which is pretty significant. I mean, that's 1% out of 21 million. That's a lot of Bitcoin right there. So I really just wanted to look at that. Again, I'm still holding MSTY 1,500 shares, AIPI 435 shares. Today the market is green. MicroStrategy is up about 2% today. And let's see, MSTY is somewhere around here. So I also like to look at the S&P as well, just to kind of see what the overall market is doing. So I like to use VOO as a meter for that, or a metric for that. So the overall market is green today, not by much, but it is green. And if we look at MSTY, which is what I hold, it is actually up 1% today, which I want to show you guys this, right? So right here you can see the big drop off in price. This is when the $4.20 dividend was paid. So as you can see, it went from, this was back on right before the ex-dividend date, on the announcement date of the dividend, and then the following day was the ex-dividend date, which was Thursday, October 24th. And so you can see that $4 was extracted from the share price, and so that's why you had that drop. So when it dropped on the ex-dividend day, it was at about $27 a share. But just a few days later, not even a week later, or the following market week, it's now gone from dropping down to 27 and now back to 29.92. And so you can see again the correlation between Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, and just all of these factors playing into one another. But really, the biggest thing to take away from this is if MicroStrategy continues to accumulate Bitcoin or at least just hold their position in Bitcoin, you can sort of count on the movement of their share price to move with Bitcoin, which I find interesting. I'm not huge into crypto, but I do think Bitcoin will be around for a long time and into the future. Some of the other altcoins will probably fall off and things like that, but I do believe that Bitcoin will be around. And so if you want to collect some dividends, based off the correlation of Bitcoin, I think MicroStrategy or MSTY to be exact through YieldMax is the way to go if you want to generate some monthly cash flow and just kind of ride the wave of Bitcoin. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to continue holding on to my MSTY. I don't believe I'm going to buy any more shares, but I am going to hold on to the position I have, and I'm going to use these distributions to continue increasing my position in AIPI because AIPI is a very, very stable ETF, and it's been paying a very, very consistent 34% dividend yield. And the share price has actually remained pretty consistent as well. As you can see, all time, it's -3, but it's been paying a 34% dividend yield over the last month. It's up 1.96%. So it's been pretty stable for the most part. So I'm going to continue using the MSTY dividends to increase my position in AIPI. And eventually I would like to add maybe another position or two to this portfolio, but my main objective was to consolidate this portfolio and really generate as much cash flow as I can as quickly as possible over the next 6 to 12 months and really just accumulate this position in AIPI and then move on to another position. I have a couple in mind like SPY-T, QQQI, SPY-I, even JEPQ. But we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about MicroStrategy today, MSTY with YieldMax, and its correlation with Bitcoin because it's just you can clearly see the correlation with Bitcoin and with MicroStrategy holding so much Bitcoin. I mean, you can see how much they own right here, 252,000 Bitcoin, and it is valued up to, wow, $18 billion as of today. I mean, this is crazy. So, I'm gonna keep an eye on this. If you guys have any comments or anything, let me know down in the comment section. We are at 63 subscribers today, which is pretty cool. My last video was at over 700 views now as of 3 days ago. So I think that's pretty cool. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. And if you guys have any comments, leave it down. Leave it down there in the comments. Consider subscribing. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.